Hey there, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about... Okay, wait, pause. Let's rewind all the way back to March 31st, 2018. This day, I came out to my parents and everybody else, so this is my story. So I haven't talked about this in front of a camera or anything like that. So it's almost been 3 whole years since I've came out to everybody, like my family, my friends, and it's been one crazy ride. So I thought I would share my experience with you, whoever's watching this video right now, because I hope that you can find joy out of it and hopefully it helps you. Or if you're somebody that is still in the closet and needs help or anything like that, I hope my story helps in some way. So on March 31st, it was early in the morning and I was with one of my ex-best friends of the whole world, and she knew for like a very long time that I was gay, and I don't know, she just knows everything about me. But she really encouraged me to text my brother, so I pulled out my phone and I was like, hey, I just want to let you know that I'm gay. And then he was like, wait, why are you being serious? And I was like, yeah. He was like, why are you texting me? Call me right now. So I called him and we just talked and I bawled my eyes out and I was scared for like, because I never told anybody in my family, but it was very scary, and I'm very grateful that I did that, and I'm grateful that my friend pushed me to do that. She didn't force me or anything. I was completely ready. We even talked about it, and she was like, you just need to tell him if you're ready, and I was like, you're right. So she really helped me through that. Texted me back and he was like, so are you going to tell mom and dad this like big news? And I was like, I'm very scared because I thought they wouldn't love me, kick me out, or anything like that. My mind was just racing, and I think that's how everybody is when you want to come out, because this is like big news. So my brother was like, okay, give me a couple hours and I will be down there, because he lives 3 hours away from me right now, and he was like, okay, give me a second and I'm going to be coming down there and I'll be there with you to help you. And I was like, you don't have to do that. He was like, but I really want to. So me and my friend, we went back to her place, and I was just crying and I was scared because I have so much anxiety, and this was big news, and I thought my parents wouldn't like it, or my mind was just running like crazy. But she was like, okay, let me get your mind off things. So she's like, let's go take a walk around our town. And it was around 8 o'clock-ish when we started walking around, and we just started talking about life, and she was like, how do you think your parents are gonna react? And me saying awful, like, I was like, they're gonna hate me, they're not gonna love me, and all of that, and my family's gonna be disappointed. And it was just very scary. So she took me and we walked around. We even went bought sodas, and we were just chatting, walking around at night, and my mind was just thinking about all these things I'm going to say to my mom in case if something goes wrong, or I'm planning out like if I need to pack my bags and move in with her, because I didn't know what was going to happen. So it was starting to get around 11 o'clock, and my mom texts me, and she's like, hey, where are you? You need to come home. And my brother wasn't here yet, and I really felt comfortable having my brother there. So I text my mom, and I was like, I have a surprise for you. That's all I said to her. And she was like, what is it? You need to come home. It's late. And I was like, no, it's a big surprise, so just give me like another hour. And then she finally agreed to, and she's like, okay, just don't be doing dumb things and be safe. So we just chilled at her house for another like hour, and then my brother finally showed up, and he called me, and he's like, hey, come out to the car. And I was like, okay. And she's like, hey, good luck. And I was like, alright, I'll call you when I do it. So I go outside and get into my brother's car, and he just stares at me and smiles. And I was like, what? And he was like, let's talk about it. And I was like, okay. And I've never really talked about this in front of like a family member, so it was very scary. He was like, you know, my best friend's gay, right? And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. And he was like, yeah. He's like, I'm very grateful that you told me and you were comfortable with telling me first. And I was like, I don't know what it was, but I felt comfortable telling you first because me and my brother were really close. But we had like a 3-minute drive back to my house, and we just talked about it, and I told him yes, I was gay, and he was very proud of me, and he was like, I've kind of always known, but I was waiting for you to say it. So we arrived at my house now, and I'm just staring at the front doors, and I'm like, this is about to happen. Like, I'm going to tell Mom. He was like, you better, because I did not drive 3 hours for nothing. And I was like, okay. So we walk inside, and then my mom sees that my brother's with me, and she's like, oh my gosh, hi, and like hugs him. And then she was like, is that the surprise? And I was like, dead silent. I like wouldn't even talk, wouldn't even look. I was just looking down at the ground, and it was pretty bad because my anxiety was just building up and up and up, and it was really bad. And my brother just kept like nodding me, and he was like, hey, he's like, it's okay. And then he tells my mom and dad to go sit down in our kitchen table. So they go sit down, and then my brother talks to me. He's like, hey, it's okay, like they're not gonna hate you or anything. And me overreacting, I was like, yes they are, something bad's gonna happen. And I don't know, I was just very scared. So I go sit down at the table, and my parents are just staring at me, and I'm staring at them, and then I start crying, and they're like, Dawson, talk to us, like what's wrong? Did something happen? Did you hurt yourself, or did you hurt somebody, or what happened? Because my parents thought like something major and bad happened. I just looked up, and I looked at my brother, and I was like, can we go out in the other room really fast? And he's like, alright. So we go stand out in the other room, and I'm like, I can't do this, like I'm freaking out. And he's like, no, you got this, like you need to tell them it's okay. If you're ready, then you need to tell them, because things will get so much better. And I was like, I know, but I'm just scared. So it started becoming around 11:30 at night, and my parents were like, okay, if you're not going to talk to us, then we're just going to go lay in bed. So they go lay in their bed, and then me and my brother are just talking out in the living room, and he's like, you need to go tell them if you're ready. So I walk into my parents' room, and I sit down on their bed, and my brother comes walking in, just stands by the door, and my mom and dad were laying in bed, they're ready for bed, and then I'm just sitting there on their bed, and then I just start bawling my eyes out, and they're like, what's wrong? And then my mom hugs me, and she's like, is everything okay? And then I just straight out say, Mom, Dad, I'm gay. And then they just stare at me, and then my mom starts bawling her eyes out. Then she comes and hugs me, and she's like, no matter what, I will love you. No matter what your choices are in life. She was like, I'm very proud that you told me. And then a couple minutes went by, and the next day was April Fool's Day. So my mom stands up, and then she stares at me, and she's like, is this an April Fool's joke? And I think that kind of really hurt me. But she was like, is it? And I was like, no. And she's like, if it is, you're a very good actor, and crying and stuff. And I was just bawling my eyes out, and I'm like, no, Mom, it's not April Fool's joke. Like, I promise this is a real thing, and I'm trying to tell you. And then she stares at my brother, and she's like, is it? And he's like, no, listen to him. And then she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And then I thought it was kind of funny, so no hate or anything. I thought it was kind of funny, and I didn't even realize the next day was April Fool's Day. So probably a bad time to come out, but I mean, hey, I was ready. So after I told them, my dad gave me a hug and told me that he still loved me and everything. I just felt like I was free, and my calm, like I was so calm, and I felt happy with myself. And I haven't been happy with myself for so long, and I think this is what was building it up, because I've known since middle school, like early start of middle school, I knew that I liked guys more than girls. And yes, I've had some girlfriends and stuff, but it didn't really go anywhere, because I was like, this is not what I want. And I just didn't really know what it was at the time. I was like, I feel like I'm different. And I was like, how am I going to tell people? Like, is that weird? Is it comfortable for people to know? Or I was confused and little and didn't know anything. So starting a freshman year, I did have a girlfriend, and I did break up because I was like, yeah, this is the time I need to come out, because this is not what I want. So in the middle of my freshman year of high school, I did come out to my family and friends, and now I'm almost at the end of my senior year, and I'm so grateful that I came out when I did, because all this stress has gone away. I've met so many incredible people, and I'm just so thankful for the family that I have that accepted me and loved me through all of this. Because when I first was thinking about it, I was like, no one's gonna love me, I'm gonna have to move away, or something bad's gonna happen. But I got very lucky, and I know a lot of people don't get this lucky, and I know it's hard. But there's always someone out there that will help you and listen to your story. So that is my whole coming out story. So if you did enjoy this video, remember to hit that like button down below. And if you are new, hit that subscribe button. I know this is a weird video to start off on, but I just want to thank you for watching this whole entire video. And I hope it helps somebody or encourages somebody to like even tell their brother or their sister or their best friend. Just at least tell somebody, because when you get it out there, you feel so much better about yourself. But that's all that I have for today, and thank you for listening.